Senior day at Coyne Field on the campus of Syracuse University. Today, the 2019 class gets one last chance at beating a top 15 opponent as the number 15 Syracuse Orange take on the number 10 Louisville Cardinals. Hi, everybody. Alongside former All Big East defender Tracy Parker, I'm JD Raucci. And Tracy, this game not only important, it is senior day, but also a lot of jockeying in the ACC standings. Fenneman doing an excellent job. And you don't see offensive players trick Rose Wares very often. She is such a skilled and smart player.
You know what, she used her body. She was a great body fake. So Rose was, really playing the body and playing, she bought the fake with the body.
Maria Gomez with the insertion. Fake shot. Now a pass back out. Taylor Stone gets it away, but she's stonewalled by Vandervelde.
That was fantastic defense by Syracuse. With the two, if you look at this, a double pass, and both defenders stepped up and closed the gap into the space to break down the angle for Borg to be able to make that save.
Yaraguchi, though, dispossessed. But Rose there is once again to step up.
And what you don't see when Rose maintains possession there and gets that ball.
Big, long pass, nearly found somebody all alone. Claire Cook was all alone, right one-on-one with Aisha McFerrin. Just a little too much mustard from Rose Wares. Sometimes that kind of juice is necessary. That time, a little bit too much.
Rose's vision is incredible, that she's physically strong enough and has the vision to be able to.
Hoffman carries in. Here comes the first penalty corner of the day for the Orange.
If we look at this last play, you see Carolyn Hoffman, CJ coming in. And a pretty easy call for the official. She's looking at essentially taking out the body there instead of just possession towards the ball. That's where there's a strong, call and the conversation that's taking place with the official.
Allie Benning, the sophomore from Hummelstown, Pennsylvania. The defender that tried to step up for the Cardinals, but Syracuse now, as you take a look at Rose Wares, so dangerous on the penalty corner.
So they've stopped the clock, so they'll have to restart this, but this is what, key to the game for Syracuse is capitalize on their offensive opportunities. Here we are, the first corner of the game. They have to get something on the cage at a minimum, at least a shot on cage in this possession.
Rose Wares gets a shot away and she beats Aisha McFerrin.
When you look at that energy and you see she just looked at Aisha McFerrin, she wanted that. She had one attempt. We take a look at this, just perfect, textbook, great insertion, a clean stop, and directly into the corner. And she's excited with this, and she turns around and takes an extra little wink, at the keeper. As you see this here, we have an even game with 2:35 to go. This is a great game at Coyne Field.
Little extra motivation today for Rose Wares, and that's the matchup we were looking at. Wares versus McFerrin. First time they see each other today. The point goes the way of Rose Wares, and Syracuse ties it at 1 with 2.5 minutes to go in the first half.
And you look at this attack by Claire Cook and the quick, immediate turnover. With 2 minutes left in this game, Syracuse should be knocking on the door to attempt another penalty corner.
Peyton Kemp, the freshman, tried to force one there, but the whistle blows and it'll go back Louisville's way. This is a Louisville team that used to be in the Big East, so a team that you're comfortable seeing. What do you think makes this program, maybe even right now as an ACC team, so special? They've gone to 4 consecutive NCAA tournaments.
It comes down to coaching and recruiting, and Justine has just been able to pull bigger recruits. She always had a goal to keep the Louisville girls, and there's some great field hockey in Louisville, but she's been successful with getting recruits.
The ACC Network Extra on ESPN. Halftime report coming up. Tyler Raucci and Jonah Karp will have highlights and stats. Keys for the second half. That's coming up. Just a minute and a half to go here in the first half. Louisville trying to play keep away a little bit here, just try to drain the clock. Momentum certainly on Syracuse's side after the goal from Wares.
And you can see with a minute left, they are not looking to put the ball down in the offensive end. They're going to try and maintain possession, even if it means it's close to their Syracuse's goal.
This seems like almost like in football when you run the football at the end of the game, keep the clock rolling, and take a knee just to try to get yourself to halftime.
It's a great analogy. You know, you can't make a little mistake like that, which is exactly what Syracuse wanted with a forced turnover.
So now Graziosi, with just under 40 seconds to play, going to try to get one last push for Syracuse.
And you'd never think with 40 seconds left that you would pass the ball back in this situation, but when you have Rose Wares behind you that can deliver strikes on the offensive side, it actually becomes a good offensive opportunity.
Louisville, though, doing exactly what they wanted to do, keeping the ball out of the middle, and now they take the ball away with under 10 seconds to go. That ball will roll all the way down toward Borg Vandervelde, but that'll do it for the first half. Louisville got out going first. Syracuse responding after that. We have a 1-1 tie from JS Coyne Stadium. Senior day off to a good start so far. We knew we were going to get a good game, and that's what we've gotten so far. Crossover season is here, folks, so it's a busy time here on the bench. 9 different teams competing right now on the Hill, and we're here to break them all down for you. JD Raucci alongside Jackson and Jello. This is our busiest time of the year, Jackson, but it's also probably the most exciting one. 8,000 plus in attendance at Cameron Indoor Stadium for the first match of the season between Syracuse and Duke. 35,000 today in the Carrier Dome, but a lot of them go home unhappy. Syracuse losers to #1 Duke 75-65, and we're here to break it down for you on Orange Press Pass. An emotional night all around for Syracuse. We'll have highlights and analysis, and look at the time. OPP starts right now. Hard to be excited after a 10-point loss to the #1 team in the country in your own place, but one thing that Frank Howard pointed out was the rebounding discrepancy between the two halves. In the first half, Syracuse out-rebounded Duke, a much bigger team, by 7. In the second half, the Blue Devils completely erased that, out-rebounded it by 11. That was a huge difference maker in the second half, Nicole. Welcome back to Citrus TV News Live at 6. I'm JD Raucci with sports. Arguably the greatest dynasty in the history of the NFL continued last night as the Patriots won their 6th Super Bowl in the 21st century with a 13-3 win over the Los Angeles Rams down in Atlanta. And this wasn't exactly the kind of game we were expecting. Those 16 combined points are the fewest in Super Bowl history, and they came from 2 of the top 5 offenses in the league during the regular season. Not the best Super Bowl performance in Tom Brady's career, but his supporting cast more than made up for it. Rookie running back Sony Michel scored the go-ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter, while eventual MVP Julian Edelman snagged 10 catches for 141 yards, but he's not about to take all the credit. And of the 70,000 plus in attendance for the Patriots win, 3 of them were named Boeheim. Jim, Buddy, and Jimmy all made the trip down to Atlanta for the big game thanks to businessman Adam Weitzman. Seats also don't look like they're all that bad. So Tom Brady is now 6-3 in 9 Super Bowls, but the Boeheims actually have an upper hand on the Pats QB. Now, it's not quite the Super Bowl, but in 9 ACC games, SU is 7-2 after a big road win over Pittsburgh at Peterson Event Center on Saturday. Orange and Panthers doing battle down in the Steel City. O'Shea Brissett warming up. He would have a big impact in this game early on. Orange down 2. Tyus Battle misses, but Pascal Chukwu is there to clean it up. He finished with 10 and 8 for Syracuse as he continues to improve late in the season. We said O'Shea Brissett would have a big part in the win here, and there he is, laying it in for a deuce. 5th double-double of the season for O'Shea. He had 18-11. Syracuse with a 13-point lead at halftime, but then the Orange killer in the second half. Jared Wilson-Frame knocks down one of his 4 threes on the day. That's after he hit 5 in the win for Syracuse at the Carrier Dome early in the season. That cut the lead to 5, but then O'Shea getting it done on the defensive end as well. Not in my house, he says. Swatch the shot away. 65-56 the lead and the win for Syracuse. In transition, here come the Orange. Up top for Elijah Hughes. Tyus Battle looks at a 3-point shot, decides to pull it down, kicks it to Frank Howard. Howard gets a screen from Arama Sidibe. Back into the corner for Tyus Battle. Step back triple is good. Tyus Battle, fancy footwork and the finish. A three-point shot for Tyus, 49-43 Syracuse.
Starting to look a little bit like the Tyus of old that we've come to know and love.
Up to 17 points on the afternoon for the junior. Amiel looking to insert the ball into the teeth of the 2-3 zone. Instead kicks into the corner for Ivanauskas. Down on the near side block for Dana Batt. Back out top for Ivanauskas. Gives it to Will Raymond, far side. Burns straight away. Tight defense. Down to 3 on the shot clock. Amiel puts it on the deck. Puts up a floater and he banks it in. Francisco Amiel. Just about as good as defense as you can play if you're Syracuse, and Amiel with some fancy footwork of his own to put it in for 2.
Heartbreaking. You get the great shot from Tyus, great defense, and that floater goes.
Frank Howard up top for O'Shea Brissett. Pump fakes on a 3, left-handed dribble. Hands it off for Elijah Hughes. Back up top Brissett. Onto the far wing for Tyus Battle. Spins out of danger, kicks out. Frank Howard a 3, no good off the front iron. Will Raymond yanks down the rebound for Colgate. Here come the Raiders. Burns slows. One-handed shovel pass off to Raymond. Now back to Burns. His straight on 3, no good. Too strong. Elijah Hughes pulls down the defensive rebound. Battle in transition. He pulls up. A long 2 is good. Tyus Battle knocks it down, and the official makes the motion with his finger that looks like they'll take a second look at it at the next dead ball. But right now, Tyus Battle is feeling it for now up to 20, 51-45 Syracuse. Jordan Burns back up top for Amiel. Amiel alone. Kick into the corner. Will Raymond off his foot. The pass was low. Stolen away by Frank Howard. Here come the Orange. Ahead for Brissett. Brissett tries to save it from going out of bounds and throws it away himself. Here comes Colgate. Amiel, 2-on-1 fast break, and he's fouled on the way up. Frank Howard bumping bodies with Francisco Amiel on the break. And Amiel is headed to the line for a deuce.
You can just feel the momentum of this game start to turn towards the Syracuse way. And yes, it's the shooting from Tyus Battle. It's a lot of the defense, though, as well. You can tell the energy for this SU zone is really heated up, closing in on their switches a bit more quickly. That also forces a few more turnovers, and SU making good on it offensively.
First free throw from the Portuguese Amiel is no good. It rattles out. Couple of substitutions into the game for Colgate. Malcolm Regisford as well as Tucker Richardson into the game for the Raiders. Amiel 3 dribbles, bends his knees. His second free throw is good. Cuts into the Syracuse lead, 51-46 Orange. 12 minutes to play as Jalen Carey checks into the game and mans the offense for Syracuse. Up top, Dolajai, another substitution, guarded tightly by Regisford. Onto the near side wing for Battle, splits a double team, gets to the basket, double clutches, reverse layup is good. Tyus Battle is feeling it, ladies and gentlemen. Watch out, he's red hot.
And Jim Boeheim with his hands over his head on the sideline. He can't believe that shot went.
Jordan Burns straight away, Battle up to 21 points on the day. Ivanauskas backing down Dolajai, his shot's no good. Rebound batted around and taken back and down by Syracuse. Carey looks to push in transition. Dolajai, hands off for Elijah Hughes. Into the corner for Brissett. Brissett, a stutter step dribble. Euro step into the lane. Put it up, plus the foul. O'Shea Brissett muscling to the bucket. And Syracuse up to a 9-point lead. 55-46 with a free throw coming on the other side. What a run for the Orange. Down by 6 at one point in this half, now up by 9. 55-46 Syracuse from the Carrier Dome. We'll be right back and take a quick break. You're listening to Syracuse men's basketball on the original home of the Orange, WAPR. Well, the second half has been the place to be for Syracuse basketball, especially Tyus Battle. 8 points at the halftime break. How about you give him 14 in less than a half thus far? J.D. Raucci back alongside Dana Gray. Syracuse out in front 56-46 over Colgate, trying to make it 53 wins in a row against the in-state rival Raiders. And Tyus Battle has been absolutely magnificent. He shot the ball well in the second half, but he's also gotten a really aggressive and has taken it to the cup with efficienty.
Tyus is one of those guys that you can almost just tell by the way that his face looks when he's putting on that next gear. He gets this look in his eyes, and when he wants to go to the basket, it is very, very difficult to stop him. He showed that early on here in this first half. And once he proved that to us, he wanted to show us a little bit of his three-point shooting. He's done that as well, and this is great signs for Orange faithful, especially that last bucket, O'Shea Brissett. I don't think you can emphasize this enough, how important it is for that guy to get a strong layup to finally fall. Give him a free throw as well. Also, tack on another point for the Cuse. They called that battle three-pointer instead of a long two. So good things all coming up for the Cuse.
So Tyus Battle up to 22 on the day. O'Shea Brissett at the line. He's got 11 right now, but can complete the old-fashioned three-point play at the charity stripe. Finished off an and-one layup right before the break. His free throw is good, so he does finish off that three-point play. Gives Syracuse their largest lead of the day, 57-46 Orange. 11:20 to go in the second half. Jordan Burns carries straight away for Colgate. Gets a pass back from Ivanauskis. Now onto the near side wing for Tucker Richardson. Back up top, Burns. Richardson to Ivanauskis. Left-handed pound dribble. Gives it back to Burns. Nothing doing on the interior of the 2-3 zone. Shot clock down to 5. Jordan Burns, crossover dribble on Battle, gets into the lane, lays it off for registered, and a shot clock violation. Syracuse's defense swarming, the offense cooking. Things are looking up for the Orange.
That's the Syracuse zone. That's how it's supposed to play. High intensity, quick on your switches, communication, something that was lacking in that first half. They brought it in full effect here in half number 2.
5 on the floor for Syracuse. Jalen Carey, Elijah Hughes, Marek Dolezaj on the near side. Block back out for Elijah Hughes, and he connects. Elijah Hughes, the ECU transfer, give him 9 on the day, 60-46 Orange. Tucker Richardson controls on the near side wing, gets it inside for Amiel. His pass down low is taken away by O'Shea Brissett. Orange with no numbers. Jalen Carey smartly pulls it out into the corner for Hughes. His three is on the way, and it is good. Elijah Hughes, back-to-back triples, and Syracuse has a 17-point lead. Timeout, Matt Langle. J.D. Raucci now joined by WAER alum and NBC broadcaster for Notre Dame football, Mike Tirico. Mike, thanks so much for taking some time with us.
Good to be here. Good to be back in the AAR booth. I got to tell you, you guys got the best location of any AAR broadcast I did in my years. Great spot here at Yankee Stadium.
Right behind home plate here at Yankee Stadium. Football field going vertically just in front of us right now. But let's talk a little bit about this matchup. Super important matchup. Big venue, special venue, national attention in a top 15 game. Not a lot of people saw it coming. How big is this game for both teams?
It's big for both teams, really big for Notre Dame, obviously with the college football playoff hopes, win-win this week, and then next Saturday in Southern California against USC, and they'll be in to the college football playoff. I don't see any way an undefeated Notre Dame with a win over Michigan would be kept out. For Syracuse, this is the first big game they've had really in a decade and a half, and I think that's very exciting for the program. I think playing in games like the game at Clemson and Hanging lets them know they can play with anyone. So I don't think they come to this game with really wide eyes. I think they'll be comfortable. Dino Babers, I think he was taking some pressure off the guys when he said earlier this week there's nothing to lose. But really, play well here no matter the result. Beat BC next week. This team will be knocking on the door of a New Year's Six playoff game.
Pretty special moment for these teams, but also a pretty special moment for you. What does it mean for you to be calling probably the biggest game in a long, long time for your alma mater?
Well, and not just that, it's the biggest college football game in New York City in 70 years. So that's awesome in its own right. Being a kid who grew up in Queens, I grew up a Mets fan. Shh, don't say that too loud. I did not like the Yankees growing up as a kid. I've come to admire their greatness and their championships over the years. So it's a thrill for me to do this and to see all of our Syracuse friends here. Great weekend for the university, no matter the basketball results on Thursday and Friday. But wonderful to be a part of a very special day like this.
Looking at the X's and O's of this game now, a lot of people are comparing these two teams and saying their styles are very similar. How do you see these two styles offensively and defensively matching up in this game?
I think it's a great question. It's a great observation because both teams on offense are high-powered and score a lot, but both teams like to use the pass to set up the run. They want to be running teams, and I think the team that runs effectively or the team that stops the run will be the team that's in better stead today.
Should be a fantastic matchup. Top 15, number 12 Syracuse, number 3 Notre Dame. That was Mike Tirico of WAER and of NBC. Mike, thanks so much for taking some time with us today.
Thank you, and congrats to you guys for keeping our tradition going. We as alums are really proud of all of you.